theisles, Rugops, and Monolophosaurus. So today I'll discuss two small predators that we come into the isle in 84 years, but they seem quite interesting, so I wanted to talk about them nonetheless. We'll start off with Rugops, and then we'll talk on Monolophosaurus, and we'll try and spot the differences as well between the two. Now, I don't really know much about either of these. I know about Rugops. Monolophosaurus I didn't even really know that much about until kind of recently, until doing the research for the video, let's say. But they're both something that was quite low on my radar. They're not that well known either. You never really see many people asking about them. So any Rugops fans, and are you looking forward to it coming? But anyway, let's just get started. So, if we have a look at the concept art for Rugops, we can tell that it's a small predator, not much bigger than a human in fact. It seems like it's going to be a good little small hunter, using its size to its advantage, hiding in bushes, stalking, but it doesn't really look like it's going to be one of those that punches above its weight. Unlike other predators that you see in the isle that will come and are already in the game, they kind of can punch above their weight. Rugops seems like it kind of stays at its size or smaller, which will be interesting to see as you can see it hunting dryos here. The thing that pops up into my head is, well, we don't really ever see dryos. I'll presume it's going to hunt other small prey as well. Maybe hypsies will be on the diet, maybe troodons, and these are playables they don't see often. Now yes, troodons, they're fairly popular, especially in the update that just came out. People are loving troodon. We'll see what that's going to be like when more playables actually come out and this guy finally comes out. But I kind of see it as a bit of an iffy one because it's not going to be able to hunt above its weight pretty much, or should I say punch above its weight much, judging by the concept art. It's going to struggle finding diet unless they introduce more AI, like AI dryos for example. I get it, the concept of it's nice, but the functionality I don't think it's going to really be all that great. Even though it looks like a fantastic playable, it looks like it's going to be quite fun. I mean, even it looks like it's going to be the isle's dirty little slut, as it's shown here in the sewage system, or at least water, who knows, right? Kind of looks like the sewage system, but you can see that it's sneaking around in all these places, hunting on its small prey, sneaking into human facilities. Maybe because of its size it'll be able to get in them quite easily if the doors are being able to be opened. I'm presuming humans will be able to probably lock them if they're inside. If you make that mistake, then maybe Rugops will be the one there. I mean, who knows, maybe Rugops will even have humans on the diet, judging by this picture here too. It's also shown to be quite agile and quick, as you can see in this concept here where it's evading a Carno. The Carno looks like it's about to do an auto attack on it, but it's just swerving around. So yeah, it's an interesting little fellow. It's one of those that I kind of scratch my head on how it would actually work in the isle, because it's pretty much only shown to hunt all the small prey, and humans especially. Again, you're probably not going to see humans in many servers. In unofficial servers, probably most of them are going to have them not even enabled, unless when humans actually come in a sense where they're completely finished. Maybe they'll be so great that people will play them enough, I don't know, but as it is now, it's kind of hard to see that being viable as well. And then you got this little fella here. I actually completely forgot the name of him, so if someone can remind me the name of the triangle head, let me know down below please. But again, another small dino that it's hunting is going to be struggling, I'll be honest with you. Like even now you barely see it. People want larger dinos. Not everyone wants to play Apex, but a lot of people like mid tiers. At least it kind of switches between mid tiers and Apex. I'll definitely say small tiers are more popular than I expected, excluding Omni, because I know that is a small tier, for example on Dilo, but they are very popular, but they're kind of on the larger side of small tier, almost pushing on very small mid tier, let's say. But I'm talking about like small tier, which is what this is going to be hunting. I see them in the version of Troodons and Herrerasaurus, especially Herrera really. You see them quite often, but again, you're not going to be able to catch a Herrera as a Rugops unless you're lucky. So it'll be interesting on its release, especially that by the time this comes out, there'll probably already be quite a few very popular dinos out. So who's going to want to play Rugops is kind of the question I have, judging by its playstyle as well. Like, will it actually be viable? It's hard for me to see. Now we move on to Monolophosaurus. Kind of similar to the Rugops. I don't see how it's going to be very viable, but its playstyle does seem a bit more interesting in some ways. It looks like it's going to be a scavenger. As you can see, it's, I think, a tenno body there that it's eating. Why is it a scavenger, not just a body that's killed? I'm presuming because of the pterodactyls that are flying around it, so the body's already been dead for some time. Again, the triangle head, which I keep forgetting the name of, is here, and to be honest with you, it just kind of makes it look like the Monolophosaurus is just dumb, like, where's this sound coming from? Unless I'm just reading it completely completely wrong. But this guy's even smaller, to be fair, even than Rugops. I mean, here you got a fully grown Beipe by the looks of it. The Mono just doesn't even seem like it's much bigger. So it's probably going to be a bit bigger than Troodon. It could even be maybe another Sanctuary hunter, someone that just goes around hunting all the juveniles in Sanctuary. Maybe that's where it's going to really apex itself into. But the concept art doesn't tell us much. I mean, you can see it also here, kind of hiding away from an Allosaurus. Again, what looks like possibly scavenging. I could be wrong there. Or maybe actually, if you look at this whole slide here, kind of looks like maybe it's doing something with its scent, unless it's just smelling decomposed farts. I really don't know. But maybe it has a very good scent range. Yeah, these two are a bit tricky because there's not really that much on them. So it's kind of a challenge making this video talking about either of these, to be honest with you. I just thought, why not? I'd like to speak about them since I'm trying to go through the whole roster as well. So eventually I would have gone to them, and someone told me, why not do Rugops? So I thought, why not? Let's get Rugops done. And I thought I'd add Mono. But what do you guys think? Is there anything that possibly I may have missed out? Maybe something I'm not reading into here? Because again, here, to show its size, that Tenno does not look full grown. It looks like probably a juvenile Tenno. Again, showing that it's quite versatile on ground, that it can move around quite nicely as it should at that size. I'd expect anything small to be quite agile, to be honest with you, because that's pretty much your only way of defense slash offense, right? Is escaping or hunting in that style, being quick on your feet. Now, is there anything special about Rugops or Mono? Like, do any of them have poison or venom? If we start with Mono, going back to its decomposing farts as it is, it does seem like it would be actually be able to kind of spit a bit like Hipsy, releasing some sort of scent on top of another playable. So maybe if you're having trouble hunting something and you're kind of about to stalk on it, but you know your bite force is probably not too strong, you're going to spit something on, let's say, a Hipsy, and then you'll be able to track it. I don't know how that works in game, or whether it will just work the same as the bleed, smelling for blood, shall I say, but maybe it'll be even a stronger scent, or maybe it will last longer, or maybe even show you the direction that it's going in. Who knows? Which would be quite cool, but at the same time, if they don't balance that right, it could be quite OP. If, of course, there's enough small playables even being played to worry about the Mono. But at least you gotta say that that's at least quite unique. Being able to track your prey even better, like that being the ability that you have. It'll be definitely something that I would like to jump on when it comes out and actually give it a go. But again, it'll be all down to diet, as it always is. If there's not enough AI to substitute for the lack of playables, there's gonna be a problem. Or if there are not enough playables in general, that's a problem too. You just gotta hope that there's some sort of balance, that there is enough small tiers to be able to feed the actually quite small predators. Because Troodons, they don't have to worry too much because they're pretty decent at hunting everything in the Sanctuary. And if you've got enough of you can take on quite a bit in the roster currently as well. You don't have to worry too much about, oh, it's a Diablo. If you've got the patience and you coordinate yourselves quite well, and you can even take that down. Some even a bit bigger if you're skilled enough and have enough of you. As for Rugops, any special abilities? Well, it doesn't really seem like it has too much from the research that I've been doing, at least in the Isle. It'll be, of course, another scavenger, and it very well may be the only predator that will actually have humans on the diet. Of course, anyone will be able to eat humans, any predator, but you might actually have a predator that will specifically hunt humans as well, which will be quite cool. But yeah, that's enough about Rugops and Monolophosaurus. I know this is probably a shorter video than my other talking ones. There just wasn't that much, and I just don't want to just make a video longer for the sake of making it longer. You know, I don't want to bore you guys at the end of the day. Do let me know your thoughts. Maybe there's some things I missed out on these, because I'll be honest with you, my knowledge on these two is very low. I tried to do some research, but it's just not that much, and not all websites that you read stuff on are always to be trusted either. So yeah, when will these come out? Oh, that is a question for another year. But I can't see any of these two coming in the near future, unless we get a surprise in the next roster of dinos that are going to be shouted out once we get these ones that we currently are waiting for done. Apart from that, you guys have a great day, and peace.